Hi. Hi, everybody. I'm Sarah, and you're watching the first Sarah C. Poetry live video. Before I share my poem, I want to tell you a quick story about my favorite light versus dark situation. Maybe it will inspire you to share one of your own. In high school, I went to a summer camp way up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. A group of us from the Metro Detroit area got up at 2 o'clock in the morning to ride a bus. I think it was an 8 to 10 hour trip. I have a picture of some of us who rode buses like that from one of my camping years. There's me and some of my other friends. Anyways, I remember the very first time I went. I was extra nervous about going to this camp in the Upper Peninsula because I didn't know anyone and I had that uncomfortable, disoriented, I just woke up in the middle of the night to go on a new adventure feeling. I was super relieved when we arrived at this church's parking lot and I started talking with this one kid. He was really nice and made me feel so much more comfortable. I made sure I sat next to him on the bus and proceeded to talk to him for most of the entire trip. So this boy I was talking to on this long bus ride in the dark all the way to the Upper Peninsula was so funny. He was so charming. And to this teenage boy crazy self, I was sure he was going to be my next boyfriend, if not my future husband. Well, humorously, you could say, all that changed as the sun began to rise. I realized that Mr. Friendly was most likely going to remain that. Just a friend. He was not what my imagination made him out to be, and once reality and good lighting sunk in, I felt a little bit disappointed as I saw my wedding plans to a dark-haired, really hot, athletic model go flying out the window. Now, please don't judge me too harshly. Okay? Even though I wasn't as attracted to him in the dark, he was still my friend. He was a regular looking guy. He was just fine. We all had an amazing week. I just realized that I was wrong to imagine him with such impossible standards. Darkness can be really invigorating sometimes because honestly, it allows us to pretend. Without seeing things clearly, we can make our own version of reality. And I don't know about you, but I have an excellent imagination. I wrote a poem about this called In the Light of Day. I'm going to attach it on the page as a photo file for you to read, but here is your first look at it. Hopefully you can see it on the video. Even though I'd like to think I'm a pretty authentic person, I can guarantee that I generally like to pretend my life is way different than it actually is. I get confused by the dark. Though there are so many positives in my life is frequently messy. It's dirty, and it's often filled with selfishness and pride. Really, it's the part that I don't even want my closest friends to see. More than just occasionally, and I don't even really want to think about it much myself. Here's the awesome thing about light. It not only exposes reality and resets my focus, but the true light of God reveals a peace and a purpose. Things that I thought were clear can be turned upside down for the sake of real transformation and growth. I don't want to remain the same. I want to be better. And I believe that with His help, we can. The ultimate reason why I'm doing these videos is because I think I'm not alone in this desire for authentic growth. Being better isn't easy, and it involves getting real about the messes that we've created in ourselves. Once we acknowledge the dark, we can refocus in the light and begin to shine boldly. Like the friendly, normal-looking, nice boy who I perceived incorrectly, I need to realize that who I am in the dark isn't real either. I am not my mess. I'm not my feelings. I'm not my failures. I'm not my circumstances. I'm a forgiven child of the King, and He's gifted me with a spirit-sized flashlight to see clearly again. So anyways, I hope you'll continue to join me on Monday nights. The purpose of Sarah C. Poetry isn't to promote my writing and to become famous. These videos are first and foremost a challenge to myself to authentically and hopefully creatively share what I believe God's put on my heart. I've got to step in the light and not stay in the dark. The equally important purpose of Sarah C. Poetry is for us to live our journeys together. If you were encouraged by anything tonight, please let me know. Do you have any funny stories about the dichotomy between light and dark? Please share them with all of us. Photography friends and artists, are there any photos or drawings you can attach that relate to this topic? Music writers and lovers, can you think of any songs or video links to comment with? I'd also love to see friends attach memes, inspirational quotes, Bible verses, or anything else to get us thinking more about this and feeling like we're not alone. Again, thanks for watching. I will see you next Monday at 7:07 p.m. Eastern Time. This week, may we all be less afraid of the dark and run towards the light. See you later.